The giant survey company Gallup did some great research on why people stay or leave their employers. It was summarized in the book titled First Break All the Rules. It basically comes down to 12 questions they identify as strong predictors of whether a person would stay with the employer or whether they're going to leave. Question number 10 is, do you have a friend at work? There's a following question of, do you think your manager is your friend? How do we get a positive answer to that? You want to be careful of being a manager and being a friend. We've been taught that since day one and when we first became a manager. It's a fine line, but there is something you can do that I've used for years that has paid big results for me. And that is, if I'm waiting for an airplane or if I have a few minutes between calls, sometimes I'll just look at the list of people I work with or who work for me, and I'll just ring them up. It's just a social call. And when they answer, I just tell them, I'm not calling about work. I'm just calling as a social call. The first time I did this was with a woman named Laura, and she said, really? You're just calling to say hello? And I said, yeah. She said, I've never had a manager do that in my whole life. And we had a great conversation that day. I remember I was standing waiting for a car out in Colorado. And after the car came, I continued the conversation. It was so rich. So since then, Laura and I have a great relationship, and I think it started with that call. I've also used it with other people who were maybe not quite so shocked and surprised, but the word has also gotten around that Dick just calls just because he likes you, or Dick calls if he likes you. So if you have a few minutes, just pick up the phone and call people. If they don't answer, you can always leave a message that says, hey, I was just thinking about you and I thought I'd give you a call. It's just a social call. You don't need to call me back. I was just sort of checking in and see how you're doing. There's one other benefit that I've discovered from doing this, and that is that sometimes I find out things that I didn't know that can help me be a leader and a manager. Because as we talk, sometimes things come up. Did you know I was just talking to Henry the other day and he said that he's working on, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. So you want to be careful of how you use that information, but sometimes it's a way of getting that informal knowledge through that informal network. But to do that, you got to place a call.